came through with the, what is this? Smash on the Beach?
Yes, it's called Smash on the Beach. This is my first time having it.
7.5 though, that's a lot, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what made me get it.
Ready to drink, real spirits.
It's vodka.
You ever heard about how like how they call alcohol spirits and shit, but like people say like it's an actual spirit that like enters your body type shit?
It is. It is. Like, I don't know if you spiritual at all, but that shit is real. Like, that's why you ever seen, like, I don't know if you ever heard the term like crackhead strength. You ever heard of that?
I have heard that.
Yeah, but it's like when you're drunk or high, you're not yourself. You're out your body. That's why people be like, oh, I'm geeked out my body. Like, it's real, but, you know, shit like that. That's why you gotta do everything in moderation.
Yeah. Now we used to get drunk as fuck on the podcast in the early days.
Yes,
like when I was yeah. So yeah, you were actually here. I want to say I actually wanted to look up. Actually, can you look up what episode she was on? Type in like I think you went by Hey Miss Chrissy. Do you still go by that?
Hey Miss. Well, that's like the OG name. I'm gonna always be Hey Miss Chrissy.
Yeah, you're always like changing your name. I feel like you done changed your name like 3 times since last time.
I did not change my name. These were just y'all just did not know my stripper name, which is Raven. That's all. My stripper name came to light, and everybody started calling me Raven. But Chrissy is my name. Like, that's all. Or Lil Blackheart, my DJ name. My, for Blackheart's Club. That's gonna be always be a name that I go by. But everybody just found out about Raven. That's my stripper name.
So you on week? Isn't that 32? What was the date? What was the date on that? Yeah, what was the date on that? So yeah, you were on like when we were still doing when I still had like the team on. I want to say probably
Jalen and Cam and everybody.
Bro, you know what's funny? I don't know if I told you this, Karen. In the early days, Jalen was known for falling asleep on the podcast, which I don't know any other podcast that had a co-host that would fall asleep like every episode.
Man.
Like we'd just be talking about some shit. You look over, Jalen like quiet for a few minutes. He's just slump on the couch. I'm like, bro, you got to stop doing that, bro. What are you doing?
Was he bored or was he just tired?
He was just high. Like he was high and he wasn't like talking much, so he would just like fall asleep. But I don't know, like. December 10th.
2020 mid-pandemic. That's crazy.
Well, we started the podcast in like kind of the height of the pandemic, like when it was like the most fear. That's why you put the mask on Mona Lisa. Is that your shit? I think that's her friend. Just watch the cameras when he comes in. But yeah, we started at like the beginning of the pandemic, and yeah, it was good. And we had the crew. Like I don't know. So yeah, you were on earlier when we had the crew. You were.
Are we rolling? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we rolling.
Oh, shit. What's up, y'all?
I found out about you because I think I was just like been to one of your shows. I think you had a show at, is there a spot called Charlie's?
Yeah, it used to be.
You threw a show there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I threw a bunch of shows there.
I don't know if you want to start there, kind of like how the fuck you even got into like doing shows and shit.
How I got into doing shows. I love telling this story. So basically, a long time ago, this all started with Snapchat. I tell this story all the time. This all started with Snapchat. I had a Snapchat, and I would do a bunch of story times on Snap. And this was on the first Snapchat that I made. But I was like Snapchat famous, I guess, for my story times. Then I went and made a YouTube. And I had a story time on YouTube. I mean, it didn't go viral, but it went viral like around the area. And
this is where you're kind of just self-explanatory about just telling stories of something that happened in your life.
Yes.
Like, okay,
Yup. And so I had one story time that really took off. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't gonna speak on that story time, but it really took off. And after that, like everybody was just like on my channel, on my socials and everything. And I had always had just like a passion for music. I don't make music, but I always had like a passion for it. I play instruments, I used to sing, dance, all that stuff. And I have a lot of friends who make music. So I took that opportunity as the chance for me to go ahead and get my other little platform popping because I had a website where can somebody do this for me?
Yeah, Karen.
I'm sitting here just
you rolling for her, Karen?
I'm sitting here playing in this fucking weed, bro. Somebody.
Karen does it all.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
He does whatever needs to be done. He's like, I wrote it.
Yes, thank you so much.
She asked me if I could roll in the text, and I said yeah. But the crazy part is I really don't roll woods. I can if I really had to, but it's like.
planning this fucking week. But anyway, yeah.
But yeah, so you had this other, you had the website. You said.
Yeah, I had the website, and so at this time when I oh sorry. All right, hello. Yeah, so I went ahead and I made my own little freshman class list, and it's so crazy because
Of just like local artists, or
yeah, local artists. And almost everybody that I put up there is doing good. Al Doms was on it. My homeboy Marv P was on it. Like, it's still on the website. If y'all want to look, it's still up there. But a lot of the people that I had named are still doing good.
wait, what's the website?
It's blackheartsclub.com now, but this is back when it was heymisscursey.com. But yeah, so did that, kept interviewing artists. My first interview was Marv P. Shout out to Marv P. And then that summer, after I had started going to like Traptastic and just like other things that was going on around the area, because back then, you know, we didn't have a venue shortage, so we actually had places to throw shows.
What were some of these venues that closed down? And
Royalty,
I guess there's a venue shortage now.
Charlie's, Shaka's, The Cut out here. Remember that?
No, where's that at?
You don't remember that? Where Bobby Blaze and them used to have all those events and shit? It was like a warehouse venue, and they had skate ramps in there and everything.
I've never been there.
For real? Damn, that was a time. But yeah, like The Cut, Charlie, Shaka's, Royalty, another warehouse venue. It was a lot of different places. But
That's a big problem now with the venue. Even like now we're dealing with it. The venue shutting down. I was just on the phone with Bobby earlier. That's what I think is holding this side of the water back the most. Over there, they got cool things happening. The venues are shutting down over there too, but they still have them though. They still have a few. We really have like none out here.
yeah, y'all don't have shit. Y'all don't have nothing. Y'all barely have clubs. Like, I think I went to Soko for the first time on Friday, but it's like, that's a bar.
Motherfuckers go to the alley out here. That's probably the most.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard no.
I never been there.
That's gonna be a hard no.
But yeah, so you do the list.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Then I had my first show, you know what I'm saying, at Royalty, which is shut down. But yeah, and then after that, me and Lil Sunshine, which is Scholarship's girlfriend,
Okay.
we had a show, Naughty List. That was the first Naughty List, which is a Christmas show. And that shit went stupid.
Is that was the one that Sween
Sween?
hosted recently? Was that another Naughty List?
Yeah, that was Naughty List 4. But actually, Sween was the first DJ that I ever booked. He spanned my first show. So him, the girl Bria, it was a group called Balcony Boys at the time. My cousin performed, Vesta, she sings, she performed. And then we had like vendors, like my sister, of course, brought her art out. And we had like different clothing vendors and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of these people I still talk to. A lot of these people I still know, and they're doing good and everything. But yeah, that was the first event. And then we had the Naughty List, and that shit went crazy. That was Deepow, Harsh, Frankie from the Trap, Swing spanned again. Bobby Blaze was on it too. That was a lit ass show.
What year is this?
This was like 2017.
Okay.
And then from there we just kept going. And then
So you dropped that list and it gains traction, and that kind of motivates you just to even try some shit, or like.
Well, I mean, I always had the little plan. Like, I always had the a little plan of things that I wanted to do. But
I felt like it was a time to do it. Like it was like a nudge. Like.
Yeah, I didn't really think like. I don't know. I didn't think people would fuck with it like that. So when it did get the traction that it got, I was like, oh, damn, like, people want to hear what I got to say and shit.
What's one thing, or what's something maybe you didn't expect, or like, how was your experience on throwing that first show? Was it like a headache, or like it was stressful?
Bruh, that first show, man, that was a fucking time. I was so broke. I was so broke. Like, we were trying to fucking get money together to get the venue and everything. Like, it was really like some low budget shit. It was not nothing major. Looking back on it, it wasn't like anything major, but yeah, niggas was definitely like broke back then. Like, I was still working at Goodwill. It was a time, and it was stressful because that was like, I don't know, that was my first collab. And Sunshine, she was great. Like, she wasn't stressing me out or anything, but it's like, that was my first time dealing with a lot of artists that I didn't know, because the first show I knew a lot of these people. They were my friends. But yeah, like, it was definitely a time. It was definitely a time. It was a little stressful. I'm not even gonna lie, it was a little stressful. But
I didn't really realize how stressful that shit is. So you remember when I threw the fucking
charity,
the shit at the can, where you held down a dunk tank? Mm-hmm. That was stressful.
Really?
So the 2 events I've thrown, which was that, and then we did like a cookout here, which was like kind of like I just did like an appreciation cookout. Probably had like 30 people out here, some performances and shit. But I realized those 2 events, like when you throw your own event, like I don't think you ever enjoy yourself.
Oh hell no!
It's just like work.
Hell no.
Like you want to make sure everybody else is enjoying themselves.
Yeah, and that was something that I didn't understand until later either, because at this point in time, like we were still getting drunk during shows and shit like that.
As the host of it.
Yeah, like we was bringing a bottle,
like
until. And honestly, what made me tighten up is when I realized how much money was on the line. When I was like, oh shit, like niggas can really get some bread off of this. Okay, yeah. We're not going to be doing this anymore. Like, we're not going to be getting drunk at shows. We're not going to be getting hot shows. Like, we're going to be working because there's money on the line.
You touched on working with artists you like didn't know. What's your kind of experience with that? For me, like, I kind of find like it's easy for me, or it's not hard for me to connect with other artists because I feel like we kind of like the common ground is the art. So it's like you have like a. I don't know. It's like somewhere to start the relationship from or the friendship from. I don't know. Like, what's your experience working with artists?
Well, it's different. Of course, from when I first started, because when I first started, like I was the new girl, and so it's like, of course, you know, people are like, well, who the fuck is this girl? Like, da 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 da. So you have to make those connections, and sometimes it's hard because you're coming from basically like being an outsider. You're coming into a brand new, different community. And a lot of times people aren't really receptive of that when they don't.
Artists or like the fans or?
Well, I kind of already had my own little like fan base, but I'm more so talking about like the artists and the people who are already in the community. A lot of times people don't really, you know, they're like, well, what is this girl about? You know what I mean? So it's kind of met with some resistance. Now I don't experience that as often, but I definitely had to like, in that sense, I had to like earn my stripes.
That's interesting. Do you think that resistance is justified? Like it's like us like we're creators in this scene or whatever we do what we do. Is it justified if we look at somebody who's like a newcomer? Like, do they have to prove that they're for the city, or it's like, or just do dope shit? Like,
I definitely get what you mean, and honestly, I'm gonna say it is justified. I think it is, because you should always want to know what's up with somebody before you just let them into your space. That's like personal, that's business, that's anything. If you have something valuable or something that you deem as valuable, of course you're not just gonna let somebody that you don't know or somebody that you've never seen before just come in and start, you know what I'm saying, benefiting from that or being a part of that. You know what I mean? So I didn't really have a problem with it. You just got to show. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you gotta show and prove type shit. But also too, on the other hand of that, I'm totally against gatekeeping. Like I don't I would never fuck with somebody just because they have clout, or I wouldn't not fuck with somebody I believe is dope because they don't have enough clout.
Oh yeah, no.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I actually like really like people more that are unknown.
Yeah, no, that was a big thing
just purely
for me too.
Dope, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely was on some shit where I'm always trying to like root for the underdog and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, of course, I always want the lesser known artists to get their recognition. That's always been what I've been about. But you asked me about gatekeeping. I don't know. I think sometimes gatekeeping is necessary in order to preserve the culture.
I'm just saying, like, you know, let's say whatever you're in a position, whatever position you're in, you see some kid that's dope as fuck, innovative, dope, whatever, and it's like, but you don't want to fuck with them because they're not at a certain level yet. That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, that's not even gatekeeping.
Like, why not help that person get to that?
No,
level?
Yeah, that's like when you start operating like that, you're more of like a clout chaser, not a gatekeeper. Gatekeeping is like
not letting somebody in.
Yeah, like protecting. You know what I'm saying? Just like protecting a culture, but that. You don't lose anything by helping that person.
So you look at gatekeeping as protecting the culture.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a little. You don't have to be an asshole about it, but it's like, you know what I mean? Just like, with anything, like you have to protect what's of value to you. You know what I'm saying? So that it maintains value. If anybody can just be a part of it. Oh, it's done? No. What's that? A paper? I would rather have the paper. Yeah.
I'm about to say he just
I would rather
disregarded your whole.
I would rather have the paper.
I'm gonna just put this shit in a joint.
Hell yeah.
I have a feeling she might want to smoke a J.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Can I see that lighter too?
I was still trying to make the leaf work.
Oh, nah. No, I prefer the paper for sure. Thank you
also,
so
I feel like you like since I kind of found out about you, you always had like you talking about the underground artists, which I sensed that too. But it's like also just a different artist. Because for a lot of time there, I don't know, maybe you can touch on this. Like when we kind of only had glass TV, right?
Oh, okay.
Right at that time. Because there was time we only kind of had glass that was really showcasing stuff from out here. Now we have, like, I would say we have multiple brands now. But he was, and I think that's some of the criticism that he got is he was kind of only showcasing a certain type of artist. Not even like clout level, but just like they make a certain type of music, right? And so I think you're one of the kind of people I've seen that just started branching out to different kind of like subcultures in hip hop. Like,
well, see, this is the thing, and shout out to Glass TV. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
shout out to Glass TV. But Glass, I feel like he does his journalism based on what's relevant to him. You know what I mean? Everybody does their journalism on what's relevant to them, I feel like. So when I came in and I was interviewing the people I was interviewing, it was because they were relevant to me. But it just so happened that I know people in all genres of music. You know what I'm saying?
That's just like the style he was into. Like,
right.
So,
He's he's into hood rap. I mean, I'll go ahead and say it, like he's into hood rap. He's into hood rappers. So you're not going to see, even though D-Pow is dope as fuck, I feel like you're not going to see a video of D-Pow on Glass TV unless it's just some viral shit that he's just reposted. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's why we have multiple platforms. You know what I mean? That's why we have different people who have different interests and who cater to different crowds. That way, everybody's getting put on. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's on some shit where he's talking about what's relevant to him, I guess.
Yeah. What are your thoughts kind of just on just the scene in general from 2017 when you're throwing those first shows to kind of like how shit is now?
It's a lot that's happened.
You think we're like in a better spot?
I think both. 2017, I mean, I don't know. I think that as a community, we've overcome a lot of things. We've had a lot of things that is kind of like resistance for what we have going on in our movement, even down to like the city trying to take away these venues and you know what I'm saying? Just different policies and things that come into play. The scene has overcome a lot. And I think that we are making progress in some areas. And in other areas, we do kind of need to hold each other accountable. Because...
Like what areas?
I mean... It's just some things we could do better as a community. Like even in the way that we choose to let other people treat people, like just morality things, you know what I'm saying? Like we got to stop supporting so many predators and abusers and things of that nature. We got to hold each other accountable. You have to treat people right. You know what I mean? So I think that's something we could work on. I think that we can work on a lot of the exploitation, like the pay to perform type shit. I'm not really fucking with. I think that's kind of fucked up.
I never liked that. I think we might even talk about that on your last episode.
Yeah, like I don't think that's something that people should be able to do.
It's just a bad business model.
It is.
You can make more money with a different business model anyway. Like
literally.
Or really, it's really just as easy as giving artists a cut of the tickets.
Anything,
if you're throwing a showcase, whatever. Okay, let artists sell tickets and y'all split the money half and half. That kind of makes sense to me. The artist's not paying for them, but they're just putting their work in to bring the crowd
bring people out,
and they're making money too. Like
that's more understandable. But flat out just saying like, oh well, it's $250 to do this or $3, like that's not art. Like in what way is that art?
How do you usually run your shows? I
pick the artists. Like I'd be like, oh, I think this person would go good on the lineup with this person, and let's see how they, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I do it. I curate my shit, but a lot of people don't do that. They just kind of like they're only strictly in it for the money. So it's like there's no art in it.
What do you think about, as that's interesting too, like curating a brand versus the pay to play? Like if you have a brand that kind of anybody can pay to get on versus a brand that's curated and they'll show you what they want to show you and like what they think is cool, not just like anybody or whatever.
Well, I mean, I think the proof is in the pudding. Like, you don't see people asking when the next pay-to-play show is. Like, I'm not going to name those people. I'm not going to say what, you know what I'm saying? But you don't see people asking. You see people asking, oh, well, when's the next Disc Freak? Or when's the next, when is Scholarship having something
Disc Freak,
else?
is that something in the water?
Yeah, right. Yeah. It is. But there, once again, the proof is in the pudding. Because Disc Freak is at something in the water and these other people are not. So it's like we see who's really in it for the art and stuff. And like I said, I feel like the proof is in the pudding. Like you can only keep up a fake act for so long. You know what I mean? And that goes back to what I was saying about the gatekeeping. Like I feel like stuff like that, once you start letting stuff like that go on in the culture, it's kind of like, ugh, So that's kind of why we have to gatekeep. But that's pretty much how I feel about that.
I like how you touched on the morality aspect too, and just like being good people. But I always felt like that's what set us apart. I mean, I'm sure that there's bad apples everywhere, or whatever. But I would say, as a whole, just kind of compared to what I've seen, 'cause I've been in like LA, I've been in New York, and like different places, and seen creatives and seen how the space is kind of run out there. I would say we're more real. I would say out here you'll find a genuine person before in LA or something like that.
Right, definitely.
I'm not even saying New York,
like
so I was only there for a
LA
weekend.
or Atlanta, where it's just like, you know what I mean? That shit runs rampant. But I don't know. I still feel like we got to crack down on it even more. That's just how I feel. Like Pharrell said, treat you know what I'm saying? You got to treat your people right. That's what he said, right? That's what we got to do.
But that's even past art. That's just us as people. Period. That's not even just artists. Like it's about what kind of business you want to do, bro. Like. And then it's also about the I'm good. It's about just like I think the type of business you want to do and like the longevity you want to have. Cause you can do certain things and maybe make a quick bag or go up overnight or like. But then like you say, you can only keep the act up for so long. Like that doesn't have longevity.
That's what I mean. What is real will prosper.
What is real will prosper. Okay, so. You throw this first show off the damn story time going up. I feel like I do see you in drama on Twitter a lot. I feel like every time, like not every time, but like a lot of times.
I feel like
you be going at it with people on Twitter.
I feel like that was back then. I feel like I've gotten way better now.
This a new Chrissy now.
I feel like I've gotten way better now. I only be tweeting like 6 times a day.
You and your Kanye shit, like we got to keep you off Twitter.
Really? Still?
I'm playing.
I'm saying no.
You were like that at one point. You were like that at one point though.
I was like I can take accountability. I was horrible. But if you ever met me in real life, like that's just how I am in real life. I don't really bite my tongue. So I don't know. I mean, that's just
I'm weak.
But I don't do that anymore.
I'm fucking with you.
I don't. I used to real bad.
I'm fucking with you.
But I don't anymore.
But that's real too though. Like you remind me of I feel like Sheena used to do that. Like certain people like me, I'll keep it kind of semi-professional with what I post or whatever. But yeah, some people just be like they'll argue back with people or some shit like that.
And like I'm 26 now. I was 19 when I first started. You know what I mean? Like I was still a kid, and then you got to think about it. Like I didn't have nobody held my hand through this shit. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have nobody bring me in and be like, oh, well, you see, this is what you're supposed to do, and da-da-da-da. Like no, I didn't have any of that. I had to figure all this shit out through trial and error, like literally.
What do you think?
Go ahead. No, what were you about to ask?
No, I was gonna say, what is the toughest lesson you think you had to learn with this shit?
Oh, to shut the fuck up. To shut the fuck up sometimes. Literally. Like everything does not deserve a response. Everything does not deserve your energy at all. You know what I mean? And it's just like you really gotta pick your battles, because you'll end up fucking some shit up over just talking too much. Like real shit.
I seen a video of that boy Jim Jones today talking about what did he say? I think he said his dad told him. He said the less you talk, the more they listen. Some shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But also too, like in the same breath, to speak up when necessary. 'Cause it's like like I said, when you're coming in and you're like the new girl, in a sense, there is kind of like, I don't want to say bullying because we're adults, but it's like, you know, like you're the new girl. So when it comes to everybody else, they're going to try to like, you know what I mean?
I mean, bullying definitely still exists as adults.
Yeah.
Just nobody really cares about you that much. You're not like a little kid anymore.
Yeah. But it's definitely some like bullyish tactics. There's a lot of politics within this scene. You know what I mean? And so
there is, but I think all that just gets outshined if you do dope shit. If you literally just don't even pay attention, so you can ignore it and just be dope and just do your shit.
I agree.
And I think the people, like, I'm a firm believer in, like, I'm not really trying to sell myself on anybody. I don't want to, like, explain to you or sell to you why you should fuck with me or what I do. Like, I'm going to just do what I do, and if you fuck with it, you're just going to fuck with it.
Yeah.
Like, the people that are going to like it are going to like it. You don't have to, like, trick them into liking it or, I don't fucking know. Like,
that makes sense, too.
Yeah.
That does. Because, yeah, I mean, you don't have to sell yourself that much if your shit is dope.
There's a market for everything. Even if you're whack, I mean, there's a market for everything. There's videos on YouTube of, have you seen these videos of these girls in rubber boots that just walk through mud?
No.
Like, it's like some ASMR shit. And that's literally it. Like, they just put on these high rubber boots. It's on YouTube, and they fucking just step in high muds, like, and then that's just what people watch. Like, so you can literally do anything out here. Okay, so you say you started at 19 with this shit. So you kind of like grew up fucking in this shit a little bit, like growing up with it. I was asking you, what's it like doing a fucking reoccurring event? So you said you did the fourth naughty.
Yeah, the fourth naughty list.
Naughty list, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you want to take that? Do you want that to be like some fucking big festival one day, or like?
I kind of would, cause last year we did something that we never did before, so we kind of made it like a charity thing. So if you brought items to donate, then you got like discounted entry. So I think I would like to keep that up and just do it like on a bigger scale, you know, bigger headliners and everything, like make it something that we do, of course, every year. Like that's kind of what I want to do with that.
What about? So I know you got into like podcasting and stuff, and you doing that. Well, I saw you on the Let Me Stay Focused podcast, but I haven't seen you up there in a while.
Yeah. So, well, all right, cool. So first of all, shout out to Let Me Stay Focused, and shout out to Lil Lo. That is my dog forever.
They made a video today, like talking about you. I commented on it.
Yes, I love Lo. Like that's my baby. But yeah, so I was co-host on that podcast for a little bit, and I took a break because I wanted to get back to Blackheart Club Radio. So that's so crazy that you asked me that. But yeah, like I had to take a break because I needed to get a lot of stuff in order. And I was like, dang, I kind of need to bring my podcast back and like just work on my brand, period. Because at that time, it was I had took a break. So I was like, damn, I need to get back creating, you know.
You need a lighter?
No, I'm good. I got one right here. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, I need to get back creating, just get some other things in order for myself. And so, you know what I'm saying? We did that. And she has a new host. So shout out to Shay. That's the new co-host. And they do really good together. And yeah, like, that's my girl. I love them.
Yeah, I thought that was your podcast at first. So
no.
I guess she already had it, and you like started being a co-host?
We started it together.
Oh, okay,
we started it together. Yeah. So we had always been talking about having a podcast. I've known her for some years. And we were always like, dang, like our conversations are pretty funny. We should get a podcast or something. So we made that podcast. Yeah. And I'm so glad it is still going. Eventually, you know what I'm saying? It might be a thing. Yeah, I might be popping back in on the podcast and everything. Because, you know, that's my homegirl, so.
Why not stop by? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't have to be like a fucking committed thing like every week. You could just.
Yeah, and then I'm definitely gonna have her, because she's TikTok famous. So I'm definitely gonna have her.
She's TikTok famous.
She is. No, like she really.
I fuck with it.
She really is. She's TikTok famous.
Right around the corner.
So she's also a creative. So I'm gonna have her on my podcast too, like to interview.
What does she do on TikTok?
Just commentary. She gives her feedback on different things. Of course, like she posts a podcast too up there sometimes. But yeah, she gives her feedback on different things. She does little like rants, I guess you could call them. Yeah, she's hilarious. She's a comedian for sure.
Yeah. So you touching on Blackheart Radio. Mm-hmm. How did that start? What's the vision for it when you bring it back? Like,
the podcast?
Blackheart Radio, right?
Yeah. So basically it's just.
Wait, is that a podcast? Mm-hmm. Oh, I figured that was like an actual, like a radio station. You know, I think
is Scholarship
doing that?
Like Unreliable Radio.
Yeah, like where it's like a
Yeah, I know what you're talking
24-hour
about.
stream or whatever it is.
That would be cool.
So you're thinking this is more like
that.
episodic, like a podcast episodes. Okay.
And we are like, we have episodes out. We've been had the podcast for a few years now, but this time I'm bringing it back, you know, and it's gonna be a lot different. Like I'm gonna let y'all tune in and watch. I'm just gonna let y'all see for yourself, but it is gonna be a lot different, and it's gonna be fun. Like we're gonna have a lot of fun. I did the first episode with Mad Start, and that was a really good episode. I
actually just booked her for an episode yesterday. She's coming on later this year.
For real? Yeah, she's fucking fire. Like I love her.
I met her when we fucking did it. Remember the outside pod we did, Karen? What was it called? It was one Raisa did like a festival in Virginia Beach.
Oh, in the Vibe District?
I think so. Yeah. And Matt started. I sat down and we just talked for a few. That pod never came out. We never dropped it. We just dropped like a little recap vid of the day. Mm-hmm. But it was cool though.
She's fucking fire. I love her.
So do you guys have things shot already for the Blackheart radio?
Yeah.
Okay, so things about to drop already.
Right. Yeah. So it's gonna be in April. So it's gonna be Saturday. That's when it's
already April.
Gonna start.
I fuck with it. So Master's the first episode.
Yeah.
I fuck with it. So you talking about April? So we got something in the water coming on April. Mm-hmm. I'm hyped for that. You got your ticket for that?
Yes. Are you? I know you're going.
I got my ticket. I didn't. I just got it like a couple weeks ago because I've been broke as fuck. But I came up a little bit, so I got a ticket.
That's how we do it. We get it done.
You'll probably see Larry out there.
Oh, Larry's gonna be there.
Probably
Larry right there.
One of the community stages.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be somewhere up there. I'm thinking. Oh yeah, I didn't even tell Karen this yet, but I'm thinking about doing like, because I was gonna do a photo booth at first, like some type of thing where it could be Larry, and whatever, something where it would make people want to interact with him and like take pictures with him. So at first I was gonna do a photo booth with him just in it, but then I'm thinking like now, what you thinking about this, Karen? Like, what if we set up like a like, you know, when you go to like a museum or like a nature park, they might have like one of those like posts and like have a thing on it and explain what it is.
Oh yeah, like the little exhibit things.
Yeah, so like have some type of just like exhibit stand right there, and like it would just say something like I want him to do like he's doing an anti-protest, or like, matter of fact, you see the one where he's holding the Earth is Pretty Chill sign? Mm-hmm. So you know how a protest is when you usually go to say something about something you don't like or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he's doing like an anti-protest. He's protesting positive shit. He's saying Earth is pretty chill. So it's like aliens anti-protest? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then people be like, oh yeah, there's a fucking alien here. Let me take a picture with him.
I think on the little exhibit thing, you would have to put like your social media and stuff, like so they can see the correlation and everything, you know. But hey, you like it, I love it. You gonna try to put it on the big stage or like? So
I talked to Gabe. He said I can put it at one of the community stages.
Okay.
So it'll be out there somewhere.
Hell yeah.
Which there'll still be hella people.
Yeah, of course.
Out there too. I'm thinking of, because there'll be like thousands of people there, so it's probably gonna be like, I figure at least 20 people are gonna take a picture with Larry. Mm-hmm. Out of like 20,000, whatever it is.
More than 20. Probably more than 20.
So I kind of do want to back up a little bit because I know you were on earlier in the pod, but I kind of want this to be like a standalone episode. Mm-hmm. So maybe we can kind of just get your whole story. Like, do you want to tell us about just a little bit like coming up, fucking childhood life, how you even started doing creative shit?
Yeah. So dang. Okay. I gotta switch gears. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I've always been involved in music. As a child, I started playing violin at the age of 4. I was dancing. My mom taught praise dance in church, so I was dancing when I was like 3 and 4. Then I did like ballet, tap, jazz, things of that nature. Violin lessons, piano lessons.
Damn, you did. How long did you play violin?
Till I was like 14 or 15.
Gee, so you were actually decent then. Like you were good at it.
Yeah, like I was in the orchestra and everything. So for a little while, I was in the orchestra. But yeah, piano, guitar. So I've always had like a thing for music. Like I've always been really passionate about music. And yeah, I always had a passion for writing also. That was another thing that I was really into as a child. So I had this class. Okay, so I was homeschooled when I was coming up. I was homeschooled. So it was this thing called Homeschool Plus.
All school?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so it was this thing called Homeschool Plus, and it was at this church. It was like all these white people, they were like Christian, conservative white people. And you take classes there. And the only class that I liked was Miss Gregory's writing class, because she was just super like open and accepting. Like she wasn't like the rest of the people. So I really found out in that class that I had like a love for writing and just like editing and things of that nature. So that's where I learned how to write for real, for real. And my mom was an English major, so she was really like, when she was teaching us English, she was on our ass about that shit. Like she wasn't playing.
Wait, so how that was aside from the homeschool, or was that the schooling?
No, that was like aside.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like it was just like something extra you could do.
Okay.
But so that's how I got involved in music and then writing. That's just how I found out that I had a passion for it. I always used to write poetry and things of that nature. So yeah, I just kind of combined my love for music with my love for writing and made a music blog.
What was it like being homeschooled? So you didn't even go to high school. You didn't fucking. That's funny because I wouldn't get that vibe from you. Like people would think, people who are homeschooled are like fucking like weird and awkward and shit. Like actually, I really don't even think I've ever met anybody that was homeschooled. But I guess what was that like? And did you like want to go to school, or were you at a point like, damn, did you feel like you were missing out? How did you make friends? Like
that's what I'm saying. Like I was still outside. Like I was still doing stuff. I'm from Norfolk. Like we lived in Park Place for a minute, then we moved to Norview. So I was still outside, like amongst peers and everything. I still went to the rec center, things of that nature. People think just because you were homeschooled that. I mean, I don't know. Some people are like that. You know what I'm saying? If your parents don't put you in things, or if you don't go outside or something.
Were there like a lot of kids in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
So maybe if somebody lives in a neighborhood where there's like not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I had my next door neighbor was my friend. I had like friends down the street. Like we were doing normal kid things. It's just we learned at home. But everything else we was doing like regular kids.
That's weird.
Yeah. So like I don't know. Some people's parents really do be on that shit though. Like I said, like the place where we went to go take classes, it was at a church. So it's like a lot of people do be on that weird like cult shit. Like I don't know, like they homeschool their kids because they want to shelter them from the world and shit like that.
Did your parents ever tell, like, you have that talk, like, why they put you in homeschooling?
Yeah, I mean, she just said she wanted to teach us, like, she wanted us to have a better education, which is what we got. Like, that was always her reason. It was no grand mystery or nothing. She just...
So how does it work if you want to go to college from homeschooling? It's probably like, what, you just, like, test into it or something?
Yeah. You have to take the SAT. Like everybody else.
I fuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
I got expelled in high school. I was pretty much homeschooled. In high school because we never went. We just skipped and went back home.
What? What
So we was homeschooled too.
To?
Warwick High School.
Warwick High School. Is that like, what type of school is that?
If you ask anybody else, if you ask somebody, they'll be like, that's the righteous school.
Oh, okay. So that's like,
what they would say.
Okay.
But honestly, at Warwick, it was a pretty good mix. It was like, when I think back, like, yeah, we kind of had a good mix of like all types of people.
Okay.
That was my experience with schooling and stuff too. That's why I don't know, like, well, you saying you were outside and stuff, but that's kind of like I feel like that's one of the more valuable things you get from school is just like interacting with different types of people, because that prepares you like kind of just for life and like all the different types of people or how different people act or how to communicate with different people, how to whatever. Like, I learned a lot of that in high school, and it was through not even just high school, but doing a lot of like. Maybe the dumb stuff that we did or being in places we shouldn't have been.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all of that was still going on at the same time. So it's like I still got...
So all your friends go to school, like, during the day, you just, like...
Yeah, at home.
Outside by yourself? Like, where the fuck everybody at? Like...
Doing school on a trip was nice, too.
On what trip?
Like, if we would go out of town, then we just bring our school on the road. Or wherever. Like, if we were on the road or if we flew, whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It was cool sometimes. Sometimes it was not.
So you're doing poetry. When's the last time you played the violin?
When I was like 15.
Damn, bring it back up. Pull it up. Bring the violin back.
I probably can still play. I gotta find a violin. I
mean, you played for like what, 10 years?
Yeah.
I'm sure you could play. You pick it back up. It might take you a couple days. Like
that would be interesting. I haven't. Yeah.
What if that's the thing that just pops you off? Everything you do, you just start doing like violin covers, and it just blows the fuck up. And
that
it's like
would be very ironic.
But it be shit like that. Sometimes it's the things that you're not thinking about.
Yeah, but it's like I was never really passionate about the violin. I don't really like. It was something that I thought I wanted to do when I was young, and I was good at it. And everybody was saying like, "Oh, she's so good at it," but I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It was just something I wanted to try when I was a kid. I wanted to try basketball. Like, I didn't end up being a basketball player. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
I was kind of on the same thing. Like, I did a lot of shit growing up too. Like, and I think it's you got to try different shit to see what you don't want to do. Or I don't know. Like, I it's funny. I did ballroom dance.
Oh, word.
For 1 year in like 6th grade.
Nice.
It was really like to I was really trying to get like girls there, but it was like I wasn't really fucking with none of the girls there. It was like I thought it was like ugly girls, or whatever. So I was like, damn, I gotta get out of this class. So I don't even think I finished the whole shit. I might have did like half the year. But yeah, like I skateboarded, played football, soccer, like
yeah, I did all of those things. Well, not football, but soccer and skateboarding, yeah.
Yo, you know what's funny now that you say that? There isn't even girls can't even play football, right? As kids. Cause there's a adult football league for girls.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Why would
yeah.
you know?
It's not like I don't think it's like the NFL level, but it's like I've seen it. They play like kicker. Yeah, but I'm just thinking like where do girls get the skills or the practice to enter this league if they're not like when can they start playing?
Bro, I don't even know. Personally, as a female, I'm trying to figure out why the fuck would you want to play football to begin with? Like that's a wild thing to do. I mean, different strokes for different folks, but like, damn, as a female, you really got out and said, you know what I want to do? I want to fucking play football. I'm like, that's wild. To me, that's wild. I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
Hey, yo,
bruh,
they want to play, bro. Like, yeah, they want to,
like,
put the pads on.
Okay. Not even soccer. Like,
I swear, I think the one I've seen a clip of, it's like they play like in lingerie. It's like girls,
what?
they're like in lingerie, but they're like have shoulder pads on.
What the fuck? Bro, all right, man. Like,
what was the shit I seen? I think it was a session. He was like a coach. He was like yelling at one of the girls, like, "Why you gonna just let him embarrass you like that?" Like he was hyping her up and shit. Like, and I think she went out and made the play. But like, I don't know. You into sports now?
No.
Me either, for real.
Nah.
Honestly, like people be like big ass fans of sports, and I just don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like my friend's family is like that. Like they like the Eagles, so they was really hurt. They was really hurt because of the Super Bowl. But it's like I wasn't trying to be mean or anything, but it was just wild to me. Like it was funny as a bitch. They were really like hurt. And I saw a video of the Cowboys fans like crying. Like crying. Like people really be hurt over these sports. Yeah,
the last time I was actually into football was actually when Donovan McNabb was the quarterback on the Eagles. That was like when I was in like 5th grade.
See, I don't know nothing about sports, bro.
So you touching on are you still a stripper?
Yeah.
How was that? You want to touch on that? What's that like?
Yeah, so I was gonna say something about this earlier when you was asking me like how I came into the game and everything, and I was like, well, I didn't have nobody hold my hand. Yeah, that's what I came from. When I was fucking 18, that is when I started dancing. And so I was kind of coming from that world.
Oh, should I say dancer or not?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Some people take offense, but it doesn't matter to me. Okay. But yeah, like I was kind of coming from the dance world to the music world, and it was like a whole different set of rules and everything. But yeah, been dancing on and off since I was like 18. I had took a break for some years, but...
I feel like you might get some skills from that would help in this creative space. Maybe just how like a show would run or like an event space is ran or something like that. I don't know.
And networking also, because it is like you meet all type of people, so you learn how to talk to people and things of that nature. But it definitely is like it's a different world. Like they coincide, but it's a different world. So I was just kind of coming from that, and then trying to learn how to navigate the music shit. And so, yeah, that was kind of like an awkward transition.
When you started that, what was like, that was just like a hustle? Or did you see that like going somewhere else? Like,
no, honestly, I wasn't ever trying to be like known for being a stripper. It's just, I like to have money. Like, I like to have money. When I was 15, I got my first job, and then I was 16, I got another job, then I had 2 jobs when I went to college, and it's like, in college, that's when I started dancing, because I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm doing 2 jobs, fucking taking the bus, like.
That's still not enough.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, hell no. No. So, my homegirl, she went to school with me, and she was like, yeah, well, you know, why you don't try dancing? And she took me to the club, and I auditioned, and I didn't get hired at this club, the club she took me to, but I went to a different club, like, 2 weeks later, and then I got hired, and that's when I started.
Is there like some fucking horror stories, or I don't know? What's like, I don't know. I don't know. That's like what's the worst experience you had, but like, I don't know. What should girls look out for? I mean, if they're getting into something like that. You know?
Oh, well, I mean, a lot of things. Like, it depends on which route you go. Like, if you're doing just strictly strip clubs where, you know, it's legal, then that's one thing. But if you start going to like after hours and stuff like that, then you got a whole nother set of things to look for.
So it gets shady. Like.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, but I would say the number one rule, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Like, don't do anything that you don't feel like you should be doing. Don't let nobody pressure you into nothing. Don't let no nigga pressure you into nothing. Like, just keep your wits and don't get caught up. Like, don't get caught up in the lifestyle. It's simple if you just stay grounded. You can have a lot of fun with it, but you gotta stay grounded, because I done seen the shit go so many different ways for a bunch of different people. You know what I mean? Some people not even alive no more. So it's like, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, I can see what you said about like the after hour spot too, because like the strip clubs that I have been to, I've noticed like, because there's like I go to the Cat a lot, the spot out here. I probably shouldn't even named it, but
the Cat. No, everybody know about that ratchet ass strip club.
But that's like, it's just somewhere
Like
I've been going for a while, and I like know everybody that works there.
Mm-hmm.
But my point is just like, I see how kind of everybody takes care of the dancers, like even the bartenders and the cooks and everybody. Like they'll walk them to the car and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
So it probably becomes like a family little thing. Like, y'all take care of each other. I know you be fucking with OnlyFans and shit too. Mm-hmm. I think that might be going to waste soon. How you feel about that? I think OnlyFans might be doing a rebranding, because they got the OnlyFans TV shit or something like that, where they're about to start dropping like with like big names, like just like other content, like movies and shows and shit like that.
We'll find another way. We always do. Yeah. Like, people fail to realize. That's what I'm saying. We always do. Like, people fail to realize before OnlyFans, there was other ways of selling content. Like, some of which we can still use today. Yeah. Snapchat, like all different types of things. So, OnlyFans, I mean, all right.
They taking taxes out?
They do take, they take money out.
So you pay taxes on that shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we'll find another way though. Like, it's other platforms. Some platforms are even better. It's just...
What's some other, like, OnlyFans, like, platforms?
Like, Fansly, or, like, a Cam Insight, like Cam Soda or something like that. But, yeah, it's other platforms.
So you touching on coming up, working at a bunch of jobs, always... Oh, so what'd you go to college for? Well,
this is what's crazy. I was in college for psychology.
Why is that crazy? Why is that crazy?
No, I mean, I don't know. Can you really see me being somebody's therapist? Like,
I'm gonna say yeah, because my really good friend Avery, she's a therapist.
Okay.
She's a little wacky.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Right? Like,
she's a little wacky. you gotta like understand the wackiness to be able to help somebody else with their wackiness. Like,
okay, that makes sense.
So I don't know.
That's a good point.
Like they say a lot of girls, or like people that have been a lot of therapists that are like probably help people that have been like sexually abused. They might have been sexually abused themselves. Like they can understand it.
So it's like relatable. Yeah, maybe. I was gonna be a child. Like I was trying to like.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to do it with people's kids. Like. No, we had to take a step back. We had to rethink that. I still have an interest in learning just like about the brain and the mind and the way people work and everything, but I don't think that a career in that field is going to be for me.
Did you like get a degree in that?
No.
So you didn't finish? Mm-mm. How long did you do it?
Honestly, I technically went for my freshman year.
Okay.
But by the time the second semester came, I was so like fed up with the shit. I wasn't even going to class. So I really say I participated in like the fall quarter of 2014. And I would only go to the classes that I really gave a fuck about, which was writing and English, like things like that. So that's when I realized I was like, okay, this is not for me. This is just not for me.
Like, didn't have a passion for it?
No, I did not at all. And it was just like, nah, bro, no.
Yeah, I think being a therapist is hard.
It is.
From talking to Avery about it, like you get emotionally drained. It's
Yeah,
only so many
man.
people you can talk to in a day before it starts taking a toll on you. Or I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yes. I may be going back. Maybe. But yeah, I think a lot of people should see a therapist. It's nothing wrong with going to therapy though.
What is going to a therapist like taught you about yourself or?
So basically what it did is just help me point out the patterns that I do that might not be the best. So like just little toxic things that I was doing that I didn't even notice.
Her therapist like, get off Twitter. Get off Twitter, Chrissy. It's like,
No cap though.
she really did?
Yes.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Stay off of social media so much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like she'll help me identify patterns and just things that I was doing that wasn't really the best and identify why those patterns might be based on other situations. So yeah, I think everybody should see a therapist. There's nothing wrong.
I want to say I went like twice.
For real? What led you to go see a therapist?
For me, I kind of had like a life-changing experience in like senior year of high school, like at the end of senior year.
What happened?
It's crazy because it was actually on 420. It's about to be 10-year anniversary of it. It's 420. We can get into it off camera. I'll get into it. But it was just something that like I was going through at the time.
Okay.
I think it's cool though. You know, therapy. Like, you know, I feel like there was a big way for me really. In the mainstream, I've kind of seen Charlamagne the God pushing therapy like
For
real heavy, like early on. Like it was a bunch of people, but yeah, he was pushing it heavy on the Breakfast Club.
I don't really listen to him.
Really? That's funny because like a lot of people that I bring him up to don't fuck with him.
Yeah, I don't
And I'm like, damn, I kind of do.
He always makes some out the way ass comment.
That's
Yeah, like-
everybody's criticism too.
That's what I'm saying. I hate niggas that do the most. Like just be cool. And he just don't be cool.
Who do you fuck with in the entertainment space, or are you inspired by anybody else that's like throwing shows or like doing kind of things in this space?
I mean, like as far as locally,
No, I mean just successful people, whoever.
well, I draw a lot of inspiration from like Rihanna. And ironically, her boyfriend was one of my favorites too. Like I really love them. So
ASAP? Mm-hmm. How you gonna diss her? She said her boyfriend.
because that's what he is.
That's she his girlfriend. No, I'm playing.
And he's her boyfriend. Like what the fuck? What the fuck?
She didn't even say bro name. Like I said,
Okay, A$AP Rocky, like damn, but is A$AP Rocky not her boyfriend? I mean, he would say that. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have a problem being addressed as Rihanna's
fucking
boyfriend.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, because he knows his lane. But
What do you like about Rihanna?
Rihanna, she was always just like edgy to me, so I thought that was really cute. Like, and then when she went through her whole good girl gone bad phase, like, and she had like the haircut and everything, I really liked that. Like, I've always liked edgy people. Wayne is another one of my influences. Like, he was always just super edgy and raw. Like, I just love that shit. And she was too. Like, even Nicki Minaj at the time. Like, I'd be crazy to say Nicki Minaj didn't influence me. Yeah, like people like that. Like people who were just always controversial in some way or just like unique and using their own voice. Like that shit was just something that always appealed to me. Lady Gaga too. I really got a lot of inspiration from her too. So I'd say really I say if I had to pick two, it'd be like Wayne and Rihanna.
Fuck with it. Wayne kind of making like a comeback. He dropping shit again. He just did a joint with who was it? Who Wayne just dropped that song with? I want to say they did a video for it too. You know, have you seen it? Damn, I'm tripping. I want to say
off the mixtape. Because I think he just dropped a tape where he was covering a YoungBoy song.
I think that's what it was. No, with YoungBoy, I want to say, right?
No, YoungBoy wasn't on it. No, he wasn't on it.
I'm sure because it was a video.
We listened to somebody.
I want to say it was YoungBoy. He was showing Kai. He was showing Kai Sinat, like the snippet of the song.
Hold on, I'm gonna go.
And Elite Chopper. Yeah, he just dropped a joint with him. No, Wayne's definitely, bro. I still remember being at the fucking skate park in like 8th grade, skateboarding all day, literally listening to "Shoot Me Down" back to back by Wayne all day for like 6 months straight, just listening to one song on repeat all day. Like that shit was like, I don't know,
bruh. And for me, that song would have to be, I say hustle music. For real.
Yeah, I fuck with that. Wayne was like the one it's different now because like I don't really feel that energy now. Like as far as like we was really waiting to see what Wayne was about to say. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know another rapper that's you like hanging on their bars like, yo, what is he about to say? Like this shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Like I haven't really seen that like since, bro.
Nah.
With Wayne, it's like you would hear a song not by Wayne come out, and like you couldn't wait for him to remix it.
Word, like let him get on that beat.
The remix game was crazy.
Who else has done that?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I can't wait for him to hop on this fucking Dua Lipa beat.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Cause he even did an Adele. He did an Adele song. Like he did Miguel. He did fucking like.
Oh, I think he might
he
have
did
the most.
Sierra. I think that was one of the craziest ones right there.
I want to say he might have the most features like out of anybody, or he was like going on the feature run. Nah, Wayne a goat, bro. Wayne a goat for sure. Like you know, he said it in the song. I think on the shit on Khaled album on what did he say? God did? Was it God did?
Oh,
with
Lord,
Jay on it?
God did. Yes,
he said he's a
bro.
blueprint, like the face tats,
Lord,
the dreadlocks.
No, yeah, for
like,
sure. No,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yes, absolutely. Like these niggas are Wayne's sons. That's what everybody failed to realize. Like
Grandsons at this point.
literally, like anybody, any Lil Pump, Lil Xan, Lil anything. Like no, these. Come on, man. It's fucking Wayne. Dreads, face tats, even like the Vans and shit like that. Like all that shit. Wayne. Wayne, like
you be on your goth vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd that come from? Mm-hmm. That wasn't even a question.
I'm fucking
Like just you be on your goth vibes.
like okay. No, like I've always been attracted to edgy shit. Like I said, Wayne, but Rihanna when she did like her Good Girl Gone Bad phase, she was doing like she had the pixie cut. I had cut my hair like that. Like I've just always been attracted to edgier shit. And then my parents, like they didn't really let us listen to a lot of rap music. I kind of had to sneak and listen to it. But they did, for whatever reason. The lyrics are still as trashy, but they let us listen to rap music for whatever reason.
They might be even saying worse shit. They talk about murder and suicide and
yeah, but for some reason it passed. If niggas was rapping, it was a problem. But if they were saying it on a fucking rock song, okay. But anyway, so my dad was into like 80s rock a lot. And that's where I kind of picked up on my love for that type of music. Yeah. And then at that time, like of course, bands like Paramore, Panic at the Disco was out. Like I was a teenager. So of course I was into those things. But then later down the line, I started getting more into like different types of rock and just like different sounds and everything, the grunge, like heavy metal, like even like new metal and things of that nature. I just kept going down the little rabbit hole, I guess. And I found dance that I like. Yeah, like I like all type of rock music. I'm not really like a metalhead or like a punk or anything. I just like all types. Yeah. So
I've found that like with a lot of my American friends, like their parents will they had like supervision on what they could watch or say and shit coming up. But it's funny because like coming from immigrant parents, we didn't have that. Like my parents didn't even speak English for real. So we consuming whatever. Like I'm listening to whatever.
Wow.
I'm eating whatever, I'm watching whatever. Like, they didn't realize it. But you know what's funny though? I remember being a kid and Family Guy coming on, right? And the intro to Family Guy's on, right? I'm on the TV. I'm in my room, or if I'm in the living room, whatever. The intro's coming on. You know, on Family Guy, be like sometimes like in sex on TV.
Yeah.
On the intro, I would always mute the TV right before it said sex, because I was like, my mom is gonna hear sex. She knows what sex means. I'm like, let me not let her think I'm watching sex.
What the fuck?
Family Guy, come on, you know, unmute it after that.
That's some burnt out ass shit, but that's funny as a pig.
I don't know. It was random. But yeah.
Oh my God.
Nah, I love it, Chrissy. So anything is coming up soon people should know about? Any events that I know Blackheart Radio is about to come back?
Yeah, just stay tuned for Blackheart Club Radio. It's going to be coming out the first Sunday in April. So we used to always drop every Sunday. So we're going to keep that going. So it's going to be the first Sunday in April. So that'll be this Sunday.
Any events in the works? We like events in the works right now. Exclusive shit, you know. Exclusive info.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of taking it slow right now. I'm just kind of chilling. I'm getting older, so I'm trying to like be a part of the scene in other ways now. I definitely be DJing now too, so I'll let y'all know about anything regarding that. You can follow me on Instagram. But as far as events,
you stepping away from that?
I'm not stepping away from it. I'm just gonna be a part of it in like different ways now. That's all. Yeah, I'm not stepping away from it though. It's
like,
just.
What do you mean by different ways?
I would like to kind of like take somebody under my wing and show them how to do it, so that they can do it, and then like help them do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see you owning a venue one day.
Yes, that's definitely what I'm trying to do. For sure. That's like the end goal. That's why I say like I want to be a part of events in different ways. I don't know. Me personally, like I just feel like once you hit 30, like you should be on some next level shit, like some real boss shit. Not still running around. You know what I'm saying? Like you should just be on some boss shit by then.
But I think in today's age, like 30 is a new 20 for real.
Yeah, not for me. I done did a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at this point, nah. 30, cut off point.
What that boy Cat Williams said. If you was selling weed in 2010 and you didn't move up to crack cocaine or cocaine by 2020, it's like, what the fuck you doing? But like, I don't know. I agree with you, but at the same time, I wouldn't like. Sometimes things take longer.
Oh no, I understand.
So you might have to work harder at it, or I don't know. I don't really see you phasing out of throwing events. I don't think you can get too old to throw events.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
And you know what I'm saying? But for some people that might work because they want that to be their lifestyle for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Once I hit a certain age, I kind of know what I want. Like I said, I've been in a strip club since 18, like doing events since 19. Like, nah, at some point I'm gonna want to fucking chill.
And it might be like your passions change, or like you talking about you used to love the violin, you used to love this, you used to love that. So it's like your passions can evolve. You can
I don't think I'm never gonna have a passion for it. Like I said, I want a venue. Like I want to make a space where people can come and have events or do classes or just like even maybe have like a studio in there or something like that. Hire an engineer. But it's like I don't want to be personally the one in the mix at that point.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Like, I kind of want to be put up somewhere, rich as a bitch. Like, maybe not even living here.
God willing.
That's what I'm saying.
To get to, like, hell yeah. Nah, I love it, Chrissy. I'm excited to see this fucking next phase. You know what I'm saying? What you're trying to build with it now. Hell yeah. Blackheart Club Radio on the way. Hell yeah. All Chrissy's links will be in the description. I appreciate you for sliding. We appreciate you guys for tuning in already. Hell yeah. We gonna see y'all soon.
See y'all
Peace.
soon.